Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. I'm Akinlade in Lagos. Well, tonight, let's tell you how many days it is to the 2019 elections. We are right in the deep, of the preparations of the election. It is 40 days to the opening of the fourth day of ballot, and tonight we shall be talking about some critical issues concerning the elections that you need to know. Tonight, we'll go local, then we go national. We'll begin with, remember last week we touched on Ogun State politics. We go back to Ogun State politics. When we get another governorship candidate in the state, you know what is happening in Ogun State. It's one of the states that you need to look out for in the 2019 governorship race. A lot of things are happening in that state. For example, the governor of the state, Senator Akinlade Amosun, is telling voters in the state that come the fourth day of ballot, vote for President Muhammadu Buhari of the APC. But 2 weeks later, he will be campaigning for perhaps another candidate, not of his own political party, because there is a crisis in his party. And the candidate, according to the governor, will emerge from that primaries that he felt was the right one. Honorable Akinlade, a 7th member of the House of Representatives, is not a candidate of the APC. So he's rooting for the APM candidate. Yes, you heard me right, the APM candidate in the race. So for a lot of people, voters in Ogun State, they might be wondering, where do we go from here? Tonight, Honorable Akinlade joins us in the studio here. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean.
You lost out in the primaries. That's what the national says.
I did not lose out in that primary.
That's what the national body of the party is empowered by law to submit the names of candidates. But your name wasn't the name submitted to INEC. That means you're not the candidate of the party. What they are saying invariably that you lost out in that race. Why are you not just taking that in stride?
So, the narrative is different from that, I must tell you. And first, Happy New Year to you and everybody back home. Actually, on the second of, prior to that, there's been an understanding in Ogun State. Prior to that, I think over 4 or 5 years, where it was agreed at that point in time by the APC in Ogun State that Ogun West, which is one of the central districts in Ogun State, should produce the next governor of Ogun State after Senator Akinlade Amosun. Because for about over 43 years now, we hadn't had the opportunity to represent Ogun State as a governor. And that's the understanding of our understanding in the party APC in Ogun State. And we had a primary. In that primary, I emerged, which was conducted on the 2nd of October, 2018. I emerged, the winner of that primary. So
before now, sorry if I'm break the line of thought. So there's been an understanding before now that a candidate should come from Ogun West?
Yes, please. So there was understanding. That was the position of the party in Ogun State, APC
So you've known that you were going to be the candidate?
I didn't know I was going to be the candidate. What I mean is this, that within the concept of the political arrangement in Ogun State, it was agreed that because for almost about 42 years, that's last year, nobody from Ogun State, from Ogun West, had emerged or had ruled Ogun State as a governor of Ogun State from Ogun West. And there was an understanding in APC within 2 or 3 years ago that for fairness and justice, that somebody from Ogun West should be given the opportunity, to rule Ogun State as the governor. Not that means that then the person should not have the requisite qualification to do that, but they felt that the opportunity should be given to somebody from Ogun State. Now, based on that, consensus, there was arrangement for consensus, and of course, at the point, some persons, some aspirants at that point in time decided that no, that should not be the case. Now, let me just take you back a bit so you can understand the background. Now, sometime in 2017, the leaders of Ogun West, that's 25 leaders, the Ogun West leaders, came together and said that because we had about 10 or 11 aspirants from Ogun West, that they need to sit down and come to with a way to make sure that somebody emerges as a candidate of our party. So much went into it, meetings, interviews, stakeholder meetings and all that. And I emerged the consensus candidate from Ogun West from that meeting, from that arrangement. And that's for Ogun West. Now, when I emerged as the consensus candidate, I was presented to the party APC in Ogun State. The party, in turn, agreed to that and then presented me to the governor as the consensus from Ogun West. It is on that premise that the governor came out then to say that then we should adopt that consensus. which is what the APC constitution says very clearly, and the guidelines of APC very clearly. But then, the way you have in politics, some other aspirants from other parts of the state insisted that they wanted to have direct primaries. And in the spirit of democracy, the party agreed to direct primaries. And of course, for those who are conversant with the politics in Ogun State, the primaries was held.
But you were not willing to go into primaries in the first place because there was a consensus already.
The arrangement of
you wouldn't have gone into a primary
if the consensus
stood.
Based on what the understanding of the party was. If that consensus
the outcry in your party at the time was that they were going to fight imposition from the governor.
Yeah.
And that's why some people resisted your emergence and said, because you remember that a day or 2 days after, in fact, that day, there was some kind of protest within your party against your emergence as a consensus candidate. Some leaders of the party said, it's not true, you're not the consensus candidate. You remember, isn't it?
No, Sheon, I'm not aware of that. Sheon, let me explain something to you. The issue of imposition does not arise in Ogun State. That's concerning my candidature. I think I remember very clearly that sometime around July 2017, I met, Comrade Shomole, one of the individuals I met in Abuja, and I'd gone to him with my friend Prestige Josie. I just want to give you a background to understand that it was not imposition. It's something that took a process of almost 1 year for me to emerge before I got to where I got. So it has nothing to do with Senator Bikula Musu. I met with Comrade Shomole at his private residence in Abuja, and I went to him and told him that I was interested to run for Gov'ship of Ogun State. And being that I looked at the fact that he had just succeeded in a successful transition in Ogun State, in Edo State, with His Excellency, Edo State, I thought at that point that he was in a better position to speak to Governor Amusu at that point and see how I could be given the opportunity. And I went back home after that meeting and commenced, what we call consultation in my Fry constituency and across the state. And this is something that took almost 7 months. And there were other candidates. So to say that's an imposition is not true at all.
So you consulted with Mr. Oshomole?
Oshomole, yes.
But do you count that as betrayal? Because at the end of the day, the governor is saying that he's the one who is standing in your way of not emerging as a...
To be honest, Sheung, I wouldn't consider that to be a betrayal, Sheung. You see, I believe this, that Almighty God in His wisdom does certain things at times to strengthen us as human beings. I want to believe that whatever has happened, to me, we've moved beyond that, honestly. I'm now in a new party. I'm very confident of what the future holds for us in that party. You need to come to Ogun State. For people, within 4 or 5 weeks, we'll be able to build a party in Ogun State. And for us, and what that portends very clearly is that it is not about us, or it's not about the individuals, but it's about the people of Ogun State. They've said very clearly that it is about them. They gave a mandate, and that mandate will be upheld, regardless of what party I'm going to run from. And that's what it is in Ogun State today.